today I'm going to prepare my grains for a grain to grain transfer. I'm Maritza from Leadberry Farms and I'm new to mushroom farming, and I decided I want to share my journey with you all on YouTube as well. That is where I've learned everything that I know. So what I've been doing so far is I've prepared my grains with liquid culture as well as agar, and I've got this one bottle that is so ready to be transferred into more grains. I want to show you guys there. It is actually pinning inside of this bottle already. So I managed to actually get my sorghum that I'm going to transfer this to. I'm using red sorghum. Let me just maybe turn this a bit down so that you guys can see the process. I'm using red sorghum. This is cheaply available in my area. I buy it from the local feed market where we buy feed for our animals. So I bought a 50 kilogram of this grain spawn or of this red sorghum, and I'm going to be using that today and show you guys the first part of my preparation so that I can actually do my grain to grain transfer with this amazing lion's mane mycelium from my liquid culture. So I've got some advice from experienced farmers, and I want to say thank you to Rory from Holy Shiitake for the advice that he's been giving me over this process as well. He's really been helpful and guiding me on how to start my mushroom farming. I'm looking forward to going visiting their farm as well. I will make a video of that and share it with you all as well. So today I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what I'm going to be doing. Now I would like to prepare 8 kilograms of sorghum so that I can do my transfer from this bottle into the 8 kilograms. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to start preparing my grains, and I'm going to turn this camera down so that you guys can actually see on the table what I'm doing and show you guys. I'm firstly going to start off with weighing out 4 kilograms of my red sorghum. Now I'm 2 grams short of this first one. There I've got it 2 kilograms, and then I'm just going to transfer it to this bucket and weigh out another 2 kilograms of my sorghum. I've decided to go for the sorghum because it is so cheaply available in my area from the local feed stores where we buy our animal feed. So these grains are feed grade as well. So I'm just weighing out my 4 kilograms. That's a bit too much there. There we go. Of dry sorghum. There we go. So now I've got exactly 4 kilograms, and I will be transferring it to this big bucket so that I can go and wash it off. And once this is all washed, you guys can see I've got a nice 20-liter bucket in here. I will rinse it until there's no more dirt in the water when I'm rinsing it, and then I will fill up the bucket and I will add 40 grams of gypsum into my water as well. So I'm going to have the 4 kilograms of dry sorghum, and then I'll have 40 grams of gypsum. Then this will stand overnight, and once it's stood overnight, I will then put it out so that it can dry, so that it's up to the point where it's touch dry. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be rinsing my grains, let it soak overnight, adding a 40 grams of gypsum to the water, and then tomorrow morning I will take all of this, drain it, bring it up to a boil, just to a boil, not boiling my sorghum. And once it came to the boil, I will then transfer it and let it dry outside until it's touch dry. But I would share that part with you guys as well tomorrow morning, and then take this process further. Okay, so now it is 2 days later since I've actually put my grains into the water solution with the gypsum, and today I'm going to strain it, air dry it, and then I want to pack it and get it into the steamer. So I'm going to show you guys through the process now. I'm just going to turn my camera down so that I can show you here. So I've got my bucket and my strainer, and then I've got my bucket where my grains are in. Now I will scoop them out. Let's just get as much as possible water out of here, so that I can just get it all strained. I have quite a lot of grain, so I think the straining process will take a little bit of time. So I've decided to soak it for 2 days, just to make sure that my grains are fully hydrated and get all of the moisture in that it needs. And you guys will see, if I bring this closer to you as well, the grains have really swollen out nicely. So I think they're quite hydrated. I just want to get it to drain properly. As these ones are draining, I actually have another bucket here that I can just put this over into the other bucket so I can drain the next ones. Just put that in there. Let's drain the rest of it. So I've started off with 4 kilograms of dry grains, and after it has dried, I will weigh it out into my bags that I'm gonna steam then, to make sure that I've got everything sterilized, and then I will weigh it out and see what is the wet weight that I've got. Okay. So now I've got all my grains strained, and I'm going to show you guys the next step. We're actually going to put it outside on a table so that I can then get it air dried to touch dry before I bag it and put it in the steamer. Hi there everyone. Okay, so now I'm outdoors. I want to put my grains out. Now I've seen that a lot of people put their grains out on towels. Personally, I've tried it, but with all the little fibers of the towels, I found that the grains get stuck to that, and I don't really like that a lot. So I've got a little piece of cloth here, and I'm going to show you guys. Let me just turn this down, that I've put on a table outdoors now, and I'm going to be transferring my grains to this cloth so that they can air dry. I will just spread them all on this cloth. Got everything drained, as much as possible of it out of here. And then I will just spread my sorghum that is now hydrated on the table. You will see I've got some white lumps here of the gypsum that I've been using. I think what I'll do is, there's quite a lot of lumps in the bag of gypsum that I received, that I bought, but what I'll do is I'll put them through a grinder and get them a bit smaller, because I don't think it's really helping a lot if there's big bulges like this in there. I'm just going to throw that out. I don't know if it's going to affect it when it's actually going into the bags, so I don't really want to have that in there. So I'm just going to spread this so that it can air dry to touch dry method. It's a big bulge. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to put my gypsum through a blender, that I can get all of these big pieces out of it. Okay, so I will leave this out here. We've got a slight breeze, not much of a breeze blowing here today, just to get this air dried before I actually going to put it into the bags and then in the steamer. There's another piece of gypsum. Just want to get rid of all of those. There we go. And then every now and then I will just come and stir through this again, just to get the bottom ones to the top, just to make sure that I get them air dry or touch dry, so that I don't have too wet grains going into my bags. There's another piece there. Okay, so that is that setup. But I've got a question for the professional farmers that do this at a bulk scale. How do you actually air dry all your grains? Because I don't really know how you do it if you go at a larger scale. I'm only starting off, I don't really know much about this processes yet, but I would like to know if there's anyone who can comment and share with me, how does large scale farmers actually get their grains air dried before you bag them? What is the processes that you use? I would love to get some feedback from somebody that would just be willing to share with me. And yes, please make sure that you also follow and subscribe my channel. I want to share my journey with you guys. I'm very new to this. I'm still experimenting and taking it step by step. But I would like to share my journey, whether it is mistakes that I make, failures, and even successes, so that I can also share my journey with you, and hopefully somebody else can learn from it and experience. Guys, please put your comments, share your ideas. That's the only way that we learn, is if we actually share information, and I would love it if you can please share with me. So remember, hit like and subscribe to follow the journey of my lion's mane farming.